following program contains mature subject matter, including coarse language and reference to suicide. Viewer discretion is advised.
On this edition of The Fifth Estate, we're taking a hard look at places across Canada that promise hope, but leave some feeling hopeless.
I felt duped. This was all a facade.
Private addiction treatment facilities offer help and healing, attracting new patients with splashy videos and promises of 5-star service.
Massages, sauna, hot tub, in the woods, it's a cabin.
But across Canada, when it comes to private treatment, paying more doesn't always guarantee results.
I think we spent about $100,000, and I would pay not to go.
It's an industry critics say is profiting off gaps in the healthcare system.
Treatment should be regulated. People are shocked that it isn't.
It's pretty much the Wild West.
From a facility with untrained and unregistered staff.
How can you just portray yourselves off as licensed medical professionals and get away with it and sleep at night?
To shocking discoveries.
One person that was there sent me a picture of a crack pipe.
We look at how, despite reports and recommendations,
Hello, anybody here?
much of this industry continues to operate out of sight, and it's costing lives.
I'm like, they're gonna kill somebody.
I'm Stephen D'Souza. This is The Fifth Estate.
What is your emergency?
October 3rd, 2024. It's just before 5 in the afternoon, when a disturbing 911 call comes from a home on a quiet tree-lined street in Courtenay, British Columbia.
I mean, it was just so sad and unexpected. Honestly, I still really can't believe that it's happened.
The call comes from a home used by Nomina Wellness, a private addiction recovery center where the care comes at a high cost.
Every family there was paying at least $60,000.
Paramedics show up and try desperately to revive a 27-year-old man, but he was pronounced dead at the scene.
He was so charismatic, so handsome, a leader. He thought the whole thing was a sham too.
More than 50,000 people have died from an opioid overdose in Canada in the last decade. But no one knows how many were patients of privately run treatment centers. That's because no one is keeping track.
I'm very disappointed in this government. I don't think
some of those were hard.
Oh no, it's good.
Okay, everyone. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the organizers of today's event, the Doctors for Safer Drug Policy, and I'd like to introduce our first speaker. Lisa Lapointe was a member of the BC Public Service for 30 years and served as BC's chief coroner.
We have addiction medicine specialists who aren't supported, and instead our government is allowing private residential treatment centers to charge people tens of thousands of dollars for treatment that is standardized. It's appalling. It's shocking.
Lisa Lapointe in the BC Coroner's Office tried for years to call attention to the lack of regulations governing private treatment.
We are now going to begin our visual demonstration.
As families marked International Overdose Awareness Day this year in front of the BC Legislature, a stark reality hung over the event. Publicly funded residential treatment centers have long wait times, so the private route is often the only option.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi. I think we're all ready to go?
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Drug toxicity is the leading cause of death in British Columbia for people aged 19 to 59, and yet these treatment centers exist with no standards. I can decide that mint tea at 9 and yoga at 11, and we all go for a hike at 12, and then we sit around at 2. Whether or not there's any evidentiary value for that, it doesn't matter. And outcomes are not reported. So we really have no idea how effective it is.
In many parts of Canada, anyone can open a treatment center or offer counseling services.
It's pretty much the Wild West.
Doug Brewer is the executive director of the Canadian Addiction Counselor Certification Federation. They accredit and train addiction counselors across Canada using internationally recognized standards. But no province mandates certification.
People can just offer themselves up as addiction counselors without any certification whatsoever, or anyone watching what they're doing.
When private residential health centers are allowed to operate without oversight, the ripple effects can be felt far and wide. That's the case of Nomina, where that man died in the fall of 2024.
Clear on the right.
This is it. Most of the people we spoke with are from the East Coast, but Nomina did attract people from the United States, including near Seattle, and that's where we are now. Oh, is it here somewhere? This is beautiful. Over here?
Right here. Yeah, I never noticed that.
Emily Bogen's journey with addiction began with alcohol, then medication to treat her ADHD.
Oh, that's really pretty. I never really got rid of the feeling of like I'm an addict. I'm addicted, especially over time because you become dependent on it. During a period of my life, I really felt like my dreams were coming true and like I had built something that I loved.
Bogen says she was studying to be a psychologist and struggling with addiction. Then she noticed something else was going on.
My friends and people close to me started to notice behaviors and things that weren't normal for me.
She was diagnosed with Lyme disease, which in some cases includes neurological symptoms.
I did start to struggle with the procedural memory stuff. I would struggle to figure out how to get ready for work. Really weird stuff. I was also, especially that year, very open about over-relying on my meds. I mean, I just have never not had control of things. It was really not a good moment.
Bogen's father had also recently died.
She and my husband were very close. I really feel like the stress of everything that she was dealing with was just too much for her.
Bogen's condition got worse, so her mother searched for a place to treat her drug use and Lyme disease.
You know, I knew that she needed more than just medication management at that time. That's what Nomina looked like to me.
She began speaking with Nomina's co-founder, Lisa Calco.
I wrote, hello, Lisa, I'm attaching some research about Lyme's, and she promised that we most certainly can treat Lyme disease. I've felt like I trusted her. She said the right things. I felt like she was telling me the truth.
And my mom was like, I found a place that can treat Lyme disease, and that really lit me up.
It looked like a beautiful location, and they made it seem like they would be going on hikes all the time, and therapy, one-on-one therapy, group therapy, nature walks.
Hi everyone, Lisa here with Nomina Wellness. Exercise is one of those great strategies that we have that's free, it's accessible, and anybody can do it.
From photos of the facility to a seemingly impressive resume with a long list of degrees, Bogen says Calco seemed like she had the goods.
I could tell my mom really liked her. I could tell that she was very available to my mom, in communication and stuff. And they really emphasized how beautiful the place was.
But when they arrived at the facility in Courtenay, BC, things didn't seem right.
You were promised physicians, psychologists, counselors,
Michelin chef.
Michelin star chef.
Massages, sauna, It's a hot tub in the woods. It's a cabin.
What was the reality?
It was yards and yards and yards and yards and yards and miles away from that. It was the clients there called it a crack house.
Bogen says they spent just over $33,000 for the first 3 weeks.
I realize now that so much of that was it was fraudulent, and that she just outright lied.
The saving grace was that the other patients were just wonderful people from Montreal.
But there was also another connection linking many of the other patients.
There's some really secret meetings in Toronto. Of course, we knew how to get to them. I knew how to get there.
Bob Merrier, a celebrity sobriety coach, known for his work with former Toronto Mayor Rob Ford.
Yeah, every single person there, except me and one other person, I think, was brought there by him.
Coming up, who is Bob Merrier and what was his connection to Nomina?
He's got to stop taking advantage of people. He's not helping anybody, he's just helping his wallet.
Why do you keep running from the media, Mr. Mayor?
In the final months of the late Rob Ford's tumultuous time as Toronto mayor, there was a figure in the background, working to try and bring order to the chaotic life of the alcohol and drug-addicted politician.
And I gave it to him. He said, "You think it's fucking hard now? Dude, you have no idea."
Bob Merrier, a self-described sobriety coach and interventionist, was meant to be behind the scenes. But he was thrust in the spotlight when he was accused of kicking a protester.
Don't shove me.
Merrier says he is a coach to celebrities and CEOs. He played a key role in how many people would end up getting treated by Lisa Calco and Nomina.
What was your first impression of Bob when you first met him?
Well, I thought I found God. He was so convincing. I can help, I deal with hockey players, celebrities, all the high end of society.
Did he mention the former Toronto Mayor, Rob Ford?
Absolutely.
We've spoken with several of Bob Merrier's former clients. A family member of one wanted to share their experience with him as a warning to others. We've hidden their identity to protect their privacy.
It was basically, I have the solution. It's either this way or the highway.
What sort of services was he promising you when you started talking about price? What was he actually saying he would do?
Phone calls, communication, follow-up, directing people, go there, do this, do that.
They say the cost for Merrier's services and the treatment he recommended added up fast.
It started with $25,000, and then $4,000 here, and $10,000 here, and then, it went up, and I think I'm almost at $100,000 of expenses, where I saw nothing out of that, absolutely nothing.
There's a sort of another branch called sobriety coaches. Is that an area that's regulated at all?
There's no formal regulation for sobriety coaches.
So anyone can call themselves a sobriety coach?
Correct.
For anyone seeking professional help with addictions at a privately owned facility, it's buyer beware. Just Alberta and Quebec loosely regulate private treatment centers. BC regulates only those that register with the province. Nomina does not appear on any public registries in BC.
The government has this kind of difficult balancing act, because if they acknowledge that drug dependency was a health issue that required health treatment by designated health professionals, and therefore all of these private centers weren't allowed to operate because this is a very complex health issue, we're looking at billions of dollars for our government to spend.
Here today because I stand with you in grief and in anger.
Maybe it's just easier for governments to sort of turn a blind eye.
And investing in social
Many provinces argue treatment centers don't need regulation because the staff, doctors, psychologists, and social workers are governed by their own professional colleges.
26 regulatory colleges in the province of Ontario have the ability and do, upon occasion, review, do investigations, and in some cases, pull licenses.
The problem is, there's no law requiring private treatment centers to employ those professionals. That leaves the door open to hire staff with little or no training.
There are people in the space who aren't following any rules or have any credible training and are just out there, doing harm in some cases.
If I take my dog to a vet, I see the veterinary degree on the wall. I'm confident that the person has been trained to a standard that is acceptable in my province. When you take your vulnerable 19-year-old or 20-year-old to a private residential treatment center, there is no oversight body. There are no standards.
Bob Merrier would help his clients find treatment, and one place that often came up, Nomina.
He said I found the best place. This person, Lisa, has PhDs left and right. She's going to be the perfect person.
The Fifth Estate called the International Institute of Clinical Sexology in Miami. That's where Calco, in some online profiles, claims to have earned a PhD. The school confirmed she was enrolled, but never finished the online program. But that's not all that wasn't as it appeared.
What did he tell you about what Nomina could do at that time?
Well, the right therapy and the follow-up is great. She had all the right tools. And again, we trust. We see the website. It looks nice.
When you search for it online, often this is the property that comes up as Nomina's location. But Emily Bogen arrived to a very different place.
I thought I was going to be at this place, the Lodge, in the mountains, because it was on the website.
I remember feeling really shocked when we went to the address.
It's not at all the place they mention. People are not secure. The doors are open, you can leave in the middle of the night. So if you want to get drugs and alcohol, you can do it. Nobody's checking on you.
Knowing that I'm going to leave my daughter there and drive away, I left there very unsettled, to say the least.
One person that was there sent me a picture of a crack pipe or something on the sofa that he found. It was not pleasant.
It wasn't just the property. There were concerns about the staff, too.
There's no medical chief, no medical doctors on site. There were just, not even nurses there.
Former patients who spoke to the Fifth Estate say they were offered medical consultations online. Bogen didn't get to see a doctor in person. When she did have her online appointment, she says the doctor questioned whether her Lyme disease diagnosis was real.
When I brought it up, he was like, we don't treat Lyme disease here. He's like, look, there's just a whole industry of doctors, medical people who are taking advantage. And I was just like, what, do you not think I have Lyme disease? And he was like, no, I don't.
How did that make you feel, knowing that this was one of the big reasons why you're even there, and now this physician is just dismissing it?
I mean, I actually felt a little bit abandoned by Lisa.
She says, we have not provided any medical opinions on her Lyme's, as this is not within our expertise too. It's completely
very different.
Yeah, that's what her tone became towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Other patients had similar experiences. They wanted their identity hidden to protect their family.
I had been dealing with addiction for several years, and it had just gotten worse and worse.
This former client says they needed to detox, a potentially dangerous and sometimes life-threatening process that usually requires medical supervision and routine check-ins by trained staff.
I don't remember once getting my vitals taken, except upon arrival the first day. For about 5 days, detoxing in my room alone, they would just leave a meal.
So you're going through this very difficult detox and no one's checking on you?
No one's checking on you. I thought I was gonna die.
Former Nomina clients tell the Fifth Estate that it wasn't clear what medical training staff at the facility had, which led to a dangerous and troubling situation in June 2022.
I saw a new patient and she was having a seizure, and her head was smashing against the stairs. She'd clearly fallen. I was screaming, "Somebody call 911, help, help."
The Fifth Estate obtained the 911 records for that call. The patient was found having multiple seizures.
Not one of the staff members offered any type of instruction. In fact, they just stood there. We were allowed on a landline, one 15-minute phone call per week, and it was monitored by staff. My friend had been on a phone call downstairs with her dad at the time. She heard me screaming, and he said to her, "Hang up on me and call 911. She proceeded to do that, but they cut her phone line. And I think I remember saying, "Run next door."
They say Nomina clients, not the staff, rushed through the remote area to find help.
They found the neighbor, who was maybe a kilometer away or half a kilometer away, and they got them to call 911. That client could have died that day. I ended up getting in trouble for this later.
They say the incident left clients shaken, and Lisa Calco's main concern after was something else.
She basically full yelling, "How dare you guys call 911?" I think she was extremely concerned that any type of authorities were being called to the premises of Nomina.
Coming up, a tragedy at another recovery facility.
I had been trying to get someone to listen to me. I'm like, they're gonna kill somebody.
And we sit down with Bob Merrier.
Do you know how much good I do? Do you have any idea?
We've been trying to reach Lisa Calco, but she hasn't gotten back to us, and obviously we have a lot of questions for her. We also have a lot of numbers, so we're going to try to reach her at a few of the different Nomina locations and see if we can track her down.
This person cannot be reached at the moment. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hi, this message is for Lisa Calco. It's Stephen D'Souza with CBC News and the Fifth Estate. We're just hoping to speak with you regarding a story we're working on. Lisa, if this is your number, if you could give us a call, or you can reply to the email we sent. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. Do we want to try the husband's number?
Yes.
Yeah?
The number you have reached is not in service. Please check the number and try your call again.
Okay, that was a quick one. We do have one more, and that is the Nomina office in St. Catharines, so let's give that one a try.
Hello, Nomina Health is unavailable. Please leave a message.
So 5 numbers, no luck. We just have to wait now and see if any of those actually get through to her. I'm very good, thanks. Yeah, sorry, we're just trying to reach you. I'm not sure if you saw our email that we sent.
Yeah, I hadn't received any email from yourself or anyone. Bob just sent me your number and suggested you were trying to connect with me, and I'm like, I'm more than happy to. So.
Okay. Lisa Calco, one of the owners of Nomina, agrees to give us an interview. We want to discuss claims from some of her former clients, but also the overdose death that occurred at their facility in October 2024.
I got an Instagram message from one of the patients there. She said it's really traumatizing. He just died.
We're not disclosing the name of the victim to protect the family's privacy.
He disappeared and he came back to Nomina, is what I understand. Walked in the door, walked to the bathroom. It was taking a long time. Wasn't answering the door, it was quiet.
He was overdosing on fentanyl. A client and a staff member tried to help.
He tried so hard to open the door. He was trying to break down the door, and then he gave him CPR for a while, and nothing.
Bogen says a client at the facility told her what happened.
I had asked her, wasn't there Narcan there? And she said, no.
Narcan, a brand of the medication naloxone, temporarily reverses an opioid overdose. According to the 911 incident report, The caller told the operator there was no naloxone available. We confirmed that with some Nomina clients. But when contacted by the Fifth Estate, the staff member who called 911 disputed the report, saying he administered naloxone before EMS arrived, which the coroner's report into the death also says. After our inquiries, the coroner's office now says they're reviewing the information we provided.
He was just such a young, beautiful person. I mean, he just had so much potential.
His case was not an isolated incident. 8 months earlier in Ontario, another privately run facility was also the site of a tragedy.
Someone died at Muskoka Recovery after I was there. It's in the media, it's in the news. Anybody can go look this up.
The Toronto Star broke the story about Muskoka Recovery in late 2024. A mother of 4 died after being given the wrong dose of her medication for an underlying health condition. The center claimed it had registered nurses on site, including Christine Iskander.
When I came into the facility, Christine greeted me.
Kim Smith, a mother of 3 and registered nurse, had been struggling with anxiety and thoughts of suicide.
I have my own stock of clonazepam and lorazepam for anxiety, prescribed.
And Christine's handing out medications to you, and as far as you know, it's normal, right?
Mm-hmm, because she's the nurse. She had advised me that, well, why don't you take a clonazepam and a lorazepam? And I kind of tilted my head at her, because the nurse inside me is going, wait, what? So I took them, 1 of each. Not supposed to do that.
The next day, Smith was taken to hospital after having an adverse reaction.
Something could have happened through the night. I should not have been left alone.
When she returned home from Muskoka, she made a discovery.
I went on to the College of Nurses of Ontario and looked up her name one day. Couldn't find it. And that just started to snowball.
She then learned Damien Delaney, the clinical director, had faced multiple investigations for sexual misconduct, which led to him losing his social worker's license. But he kept working. Smith immediately alerted her friend Matthew Collins, who was also a patient at Muskoka.
Okay, Breakfast, sit. Give me the paw. Give me the other paw. Good job.
I was shocked. I felt duped. I was like, how dare they go after people who are the most low point and the most vulnerable.
Hey.
Collins had been dealing with childhood trauma and mental health issues. He says he tried to take his life a number of times before finally seeking help.
It felt like a sucker punch. I fell back in to a depression state. I had called my parents, they brought me to the hospital. Like, we're talking about like close to $50,000. And I was struggling to pay my parents, and my parents are still paying for that.
But Smith and Collins were the lucky ones.
I had been trying to get someone to listen to me for a while. The College of Nurses, the OPP. I'm like, they're gonna kill somebody. Poor mother lost her life because of their negligence. And my plea for help went unheard.
In a statement to the Fifth Estate, Muskoka Recovery said it categorically denies all allegations. Both Smith and Collins are part of a $40 million lawsuit against its owners and some staff, which has not been certified by the courts. They claim Muskoka systematically misled, lured, financially exploited, abused, and endangered vulnerable people seeking treatment at the facility. Back in Victoria, BC's former chief coroner says getting accountability in a system with limited oversight isn't easy.
Deaths in residential treatment centers are rare, in my experience. There's nowhere to complain. It's a private company. You paid the money.
No one tracks whether a death occurred after treatment or how many times people go through treatment.
Oftentimes, what happens in those situations is the individual is deemed to have failed. If we knew the extent of people who have been through treatment and subsequently died, I think we would soon figure out we can't hold these individuals accountable, that this is a system that is a failure.
After the death at Nomina, fellow clients were left without answers.
I blame Lisa. I blame the human being of Lisa, because I just know that, I know that she didn't care about us.
We wanted to ask Lisa Calco directly about the level of care at Nomina, so we head to BC and Vancouver Island. But en route, there's a change of plans.
All set? Yeah. And I'm talking to this one up here. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, you good. Lisa Calco did agree to speak to us, but the day we arrived here in BC, we got an email from her saying that she was declining to do the interview. She said it was because of patient confidentiality and the privacy of her patient's information. We went back to her and said, look, the issues we want to talk about are much bigger than individual patients, but she declined again. Despite that, we are here in Courtenay, BC, and we'll see what happens. "13 minutes, 10 kilometers. My ears are popping. We're on our way to check out some key Nomina sites that have come up during our investigation. We're going up.
Eventually, we reached the spot that Nomina once advertised as its main treatment center, with enticing images of a luxury resort. But also where clients were forced to run to a neighbor to get help for a new resident who was having multiple seizures. The former Nomina site is now occupied by another private residential treatment center, though Calco still owns the property. In fact, the bank is suing Calco for failure to pay the mortgage. We then head into Courtenay to a nondescript subdivision where Nomina now sends clients.
So we came to the spot where the young man overdosed, and as you can see, it's not quite what was advertised back in 2024, especially for people paying tens of thousands of dollars.
As we're outside filming the house, we notice some men walking through the neighborhood. They go in and then come out a few minutes later.
Are you guys from here?
Yeah, they're...
The men claim to be Nomina clients and don't seem concerned about the camera. In fact, one offers us, unsolicited, a glowing review.
I'm a frequent flyer, and this place is actually one of the best that I've been to.
Oh.
Yeah.
And just like that, they continue off into the neighborhood. The timing of their appearance and their comments leaves us wondering, just how spontaneous was that interaction? We still wanted to get answers directly from owner Lisa Calco.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've exchanged a number of messages with Lisa Calco, but we still have some very specific questions we want to ask her, so we are headed to one of the Nomina offices right now. Does this look right? Think we're in the right place? Anybody here? Hello, anybody here? This is the spot. Hi there. My name's Steve. I'm with CBC. I was just looking for Lisa.
She's not here right now, I don't think.
Oh, do you expect her back?
I don't think today.
We weren't able to sit down with Calco, but another key player does agree to speak with us in Montreal.
Hi, Stephen. How are you?
Bob Merrier, the sobriety coach,
It's really warm
and a
here.
key figure in sending clients to Nomina.
My name is Bob Merrier, M-A-R-I-E-R.
Coming up, we look at what's being done to fix the system, and we try to get answers from Bob Merrier.
People are paying tens of thousands of dollars to get something they weren't expecting.
Not one of my clients ever called me to tell me that it happened. You give me a kid that's been to 5 rehabs and has failed everywhere, I'm going to show you accountability.
Bob Merrier's time helping the late Rob Ford made him a celebrity in the recovery world. From appearing on podcasts to selling his own merchandise, Merrier will be the first to tell you he's in high demand.
I'm pretty well known in this country, and I've been known to do good work. I've also been known for problematic cases where others have failed. Call Bob, he's gonna do the job.
He sat down with us in Montreal. We want to know how he operates in a field with no clear rules or guidelines. And we want to know about his connection to Nomina.
Do you know how much good I do? Do you have any idea?
No, I mean,
Dude, it's crazy how much shit I help people. Like, it's insane that I'm sitting here.
Well,
These are sick people.
A former addict himself, he readily admits he has no formal training or certification to be a sobriety coach.
There's no degree in what I do. My experience is my expertise. I've been doing it for 15 years professionally. My job is to bring people to treatment. Once they get the treatment, not really my job.
He tells us he did train in California as an interventionist.
I'm not a clinician. I state every time I meet someone.
He's also not shy about hinting at big-name clients.
A guy that is a well-known Canadian musician, and it's his manager. He's the son of a very eccentric billionaire. This is a guy, again, whose mother is one of the wealthiest ladies and is an owner of a National Hockey League team.
Marier says he charges anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 for an intervention.
Is it dependent on how much the person has, how rich they are? I mean, there's a lot of wealthy clients that you deal with.
Yeah, but no, absolutely not. Depends on how difficult the case is going to be.
He's sent a number of patients to Nomina over the years and had nothing but praise for co-owner Lisa Calco.
Always had a good relationship with her, straight shooter.
You've never had a concern about her credentials, or what she offers?
No, because she's had very good people with her and very good clinicians. All of my people that went there liked it. Never had any issues with her.
We asked about allegations of false advertising, how patients say they were promised 5-star accommodations and services, but instead found themselves in very different circumstances.
I don't know what the business ends are. I was sending them to treatment. You're not sending them to a spa.
But former clients tell the Fifth Estate that Marier and his associates often dropped clients off at Nomina facilities, including the one in Courtenay, BC.
People are paying tens of thousands of dollars to be at a place like Nomina to get something they weren't expecting. That can't be right.
Again, I can't speak to it. Not one of my clients ever called me to tell me that had happened.
You know, if they are advertising one thing on the website but delivering something else on the ground, is that something you'd look at, and is that something would concern you?
If you think when I sell treatment, I say, hey, you're going to, I don't sell it that way. You're going to a place, you'll have a clean bed and meals. That's how I do it. None of my clients ever called me and said we're not there.
Yeah.
I heard about it months later, and I was like, they weren't advertising the mountain? I don't know.
So you have heard some complaints then?
Since this has all gone down, yes, but I never heard about it when it was there.
So does that change your mind now about sending
I don't know,
people to Nomina?
are you there for treatment, or are you there to walk? Like, I don't understand the question here, but it's a concern.
The question is, I mean, they're charging tens of thousands of dollars advertising.
They're charging what is basically the same price of most private centers in Canada.
Right.
Their prices are really competitive.
But they're also,
with all
it's
that.
what they're promising though. They're promising this beautiful place, whether that's conducive to good therapy or not, but you know, they're delivering something else.
I haven't even looked at their website. Maybe that I deal with the people that I deal with, and I don't sell it as a spa. I sell it as you go into treatment.
But I mean, you do take responsibility for where you're sending people. So is that not incumbent on you to know where you're sending
I can't speak to it. Yeah, absolutely, but I can't speak to this in particular. I've had like all these other
But you
clients.
are still sending people to Nomina.
Yeah, but I've got a whole bunch of other clients that didn't say a word about that.
Marier says he was at the Courtenay location in the fall of 2024, in the hours just after the tragic overdose death of a 27-year-old. He was bringing a new client to check in.
I mean, did that cause you any concern or cause you to second guess sending people there at all?
No, it did not. I mean, how many clients have I sent there since? But
I don't know, how many have you?
Probably 4 or 5.
Marier says there will always be unhappy clients.
Do you feel that you're being predatory though on people who are at the most vulnerable points in their life?
I'm certainly not a carpetbagger, and I'm certainly not about to go chase anyone that's in a vulnerable state.
Thank you very much. You've been more than fair with your time, so thank you very much.
No, just make me look nice. You make me look like you play ominous music, and here's what's wrong with the business.
After our interview ended, Bob received a phone call.
I'm with the news people.
It was someone he says is a former client he sent to Nomina.
Abby, how much should I charge you to go to treatment?
You want the real answer?
Yes.
Nothing. Lisa and Bob, they are very tough love people, but like, that's what works.
The Fifth Estate did receive 3 unsolicited letters from colleagues of Marier providing glowing character references. We did not hear back from Lisa Calco, though in her last email declining an interview, she wrote, "Nomina has and will continue to comply with all regulating inspections and standards pursuant to the relevant legislation to support our clients." But that statement sidesteps the key problem. There isn't sufficient legislation governing private facilities like Nomina.
It has to change. We cannot continue to have these people who are so vulnerable, such a challenging health condition, be really at the mercy of a private corporation that can charge what it wants and basically provide what it wants in the name of treatment.
The Fifth Estate asked every provincial health ministry about regulating private treatment centers. The responses gave little indication there were any new plans to regulate the recovery industry.
I like to think that people who open treatment centers are well-intentioned, but it could just be a really good business opportunity to make a lot of money.
Some, like Doug Brewer, are continuing to push provinces to require certification for the addiction counselors.
We've offered solutions to governments that would be similar to what most states in the US have, where you would have to hold an international certification, which ours is recognized as. To this point, it hasn't happened.
For former clients of Nomina, the path to recovery is an uncertain one.
Those are people that need help. They're human. And for some reason, money seems to be the motivation behind all of this.
What did Lisa care about?
Getting people to come to Nomina. Money.
Give me the paw.
Matthew Collins hopes the lawsuit against Muskoka Recovery will help bring accountability.
I want them to face the consequences and for these centers to be properly regulated.
For Kim Smith, questions of regulation are in the background.
And now I have to work extra hard at my recovery and try to learn how to trust again in the system. Not an easy thing to do.